YouTube. I hope everyone's having a great day wherever they're at. Today is a very exciting, very long awaited day. I was super lucky to get in the virtual queue for TRON. I was able to get through with no issues and ended up getting a pass holder preview date for March 9th, which is today. Now, obviously Nick is not going because he's not a pass holder, but me, Madeline, and Lane were all supposed to go together, stay the night tonight, and then come back tomorrow. But plans change, so it's just gonna be a girls' day with me and Madeline, and we're driving up this morning and then coming back tonight. It's gonna be a really long day of driving. Again, it's a 3-hour drive from Fort Lauderdale to Orlando. Pretty positive we're just gonna be parking at the TTC and heading over to Magic Kingdom, as we had an included park pass for the day. All of the reservations for Magic Kingdom today are completely booked out. It is spring break, so you know it's gonna be busy. So we're preparing for that. I'm just really excited to ride TRON finally. We've been waiting for this day for how many years, and it's finally here. It does open to the public on April 4th, but again, with the pass holder preview, you get to kind of go on it before it officially opens. So this is my first pass holder preview. I'm just super excited to have the opportunity to do that. I've been avoiding every YouTube video, every TikTok, reel, everything regarding any ride-throughs, going through the queue. I want it to all be a surprise. And I want to experience that in person for the very first time when I go on it. So I'm so excited. If you could do me a huge favor and give this video a big thumbs up, that would help me so much. Also, if you want to subscribe to my channel, I do all types of Disney videos, whether it's travel planning or just tips and tricks or just Disney vibes in general. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. That would be much appreciated. Madeline is actually on her way here right now, so I'm gonna just finish up packing my perk bag, and I'll show you a quick outfit of the day too. Okay, so here's a quick OOTD. I have these ears from Shop Disney, and I went for very like blue vibes today for TRON. I got this t-shirt from Mercari. This skirt is actually from Aerie. It was on sale. So I got this in both black and white, but went with black today. We have some Spankies on underneath because we're not flashing anybody. I got these socks from Amazon. I have them linked in my storefront, which I will put down in the description box. And then I have my AF1s because of course we're doing a lot of walking. And with that, let's go to Magic Kingdom.
Mientras el tranvía está en movimiento. Y vigilen a sus niños. Gracias.
For the courtesy trap for the Magic Kingdom.
It is a beautiful sunny day today, and the weather is just perfect. It's not too hot, not too cold, it's just right. Okay, so we have finally made it to the TTC. It only took us, I think, 3.5 hours with traffic today. So not too bad. We are just kind of getting our stuff together before we head into the park. Let's have a great day at Magic Kingdom. Now that we're officially in Magic Kingdom, Madeline's just taking a quick pit stop. We're gonna pick up some food. I did mobile order from Columbia Harbor House. She's gonna grab something from Pecos Bill, and we're gonna find a spot to sit. It's just so perfect outside today. It's not too hot, so just a really good day to sit outside and enjoy the magic. Okay, so we came to Columbia Harbor House and I got a lobster roll. I've had this before, it's super good, and then just a side of fries with water because hydration is key.
setting out for adventure at sunrise. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs well inside the train. We're currently departing Main Street Station. And if you're missing those friendly faces already, not to worry. On this train, it's never goodbye. It's always...
Yeah, and I have 2 vanilla saucers.
For the seats.
I'm not hitting anything.
Oh wait, we got it.
These power-hungry robots are CERN's first line of defense.
The Carousel of Progress was Walt's own idea from beginning to end. He loved it. He introduced the show. The fabulous 40s. Everything is better than ever now. And we've got some amazing new wonders around the house to prove it. For instance,
Your turn, Grandma. Let's switch the image over to the TV so the resident flying ace can show you how it works. Now, it's a little tricky. Just use your game glove to fly behind the other guy and blast him with your laser blaster.
Laser blaster? Well, I'll give it a try.
Take a look around, Grandma. You're in the ship.
Feels like I'm really there.
Supervise young Team Blue users at all times. Users, prepare to be digitized into the world of TRON.
Upload sequence in 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to TRON Light Cycle Run.
Alright, so we just rode TRON, and I would say it was a 9 out of 10 for me because I wish it was longer. What's Madeline's rating?
I think I agree with you.
It was really fun, and I love the design of it, and the seats were a tad uncomfortable. I think for both of us, my chest didn't feel the best on the seat, and
prepare for crazy hair.
yeah, after wind hair was real, but it was so well done on the inside and gave us goosebumps just walking into the queue even. So I'm so grateful that we came here today. It's so fun. And I just want to ride it again. So now we're just gonna enjoy the rest of our day at the Magic Kingdom, and I will probably come back on here later and give a little more detailed overview of TRON. Okay, so as you can see, we took a quick hop over to Hollywood Studios. We have seen on social media where they have Mando out with baby Grogu. So we're trying to go see him before we leave. The wait times at Magic Kingdom were just way too long. I think everything was over about an hour, and we just kind of weren't feeling it. So we decided to hop over here. Instead, the wait times here are a lot shorter, 45 minutes or less is what we're seeing. Rise is only 70. So we're hoping it's going to be a good rest of the night, and we hope we really see Mando and Grogu, so cross your fingers for that.
Band of travelers, say hello to Grogu.
Okay, get this ready. Are you good taking a selfie? Yeah. Okay, you take the selfie. And we'll just jump in.
All right, welcome back. It is currently March 28th, and we had a little bit of a delay between that last clip and today's clip. So long story short, I did not pack my charging cord for my battery pack and was unable to charge my phone the entire day. So yeah, my phone died, and this is why I tell everyone to pack a battery pack, charger, and a cord that goes with it, because otherwise you're just going to be very disappointed in the ending of your day because your phone's going to die. We were really struggling at the end there of the day, so that is why I cut into this one. It has just taken me a little bit of time to sit down and kind of gather my thoughts and find a time to just sit down and quietly record this. So again, I apologize for the wait, but let's get right into the story. So first I wanted to start with my thoughts on TRON, because that was kind of the main focus of our trip. I want to give my honest review as well as some like facts to kind of know for your next upcoming trip if that is a ride that you're wanting to do. I know it's kind of different for everybody, but I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts on it. And some things have changed since we went and rode it that day, so I just kind of wanted to touch base on that as well. So the part where you walk up to the ride, kind of like the generic TRON area, I would give it like a 9 out of 10. It is super spacious. There's lots of room to walk around. A lot of the space up there is shaded, which I thought was a huge plus. I think this is going to be kind of like a new hotspot in Magic Kingdom to hang around. I hope it kind of stays like quiet and a little more just like relaxed. You're kind of out of like the main crowd, so I'm thinking it'll stay that way, but only time will tell. Again, I give that whole area a 9 out of 10. Now, I did hear from other people that the bathrooms were very nice. However, that's something that we forgot to look at, as we were kind of in awe of the coaster coming by us every so often and just kind of looking around the area and feeling out the music. It wasn't on my mind. But there is a water bottle refill station right by the bathrooms, and it's got the nice one where the water comes out from the top. So that was very much appreciated. I refilled my water bottle there and the water tasted normal. Now, I'm always gonna think Disney's queues are amazing and top tier compared to any other theme park. I absolutely love that Disney tells a story with every ride, and I think that's why a lot of us just connect with Disney so much. Now, the queue for TRON was cool in the sense that it's TRON, and it's something new that we haven't seen before, so I think both Madeline and I were just kind of in awe of all the things going on. There's not as much as I was hoping there would be, I guess. For as long as they took on this ride, I guess I was expecting just a little bit more out of the queue. Now, my favorite part of the queue is when they put you in this little room, and I put this near the beginning of the video when we're actually going on the ride. You're walking in this room and they put you on the grid. So this big screen in front of you does that Disney magic and it disappears and you can see into the loading area where the grid is. So that was like that magic moment that really stood out to me on the ride. Now, I heard mixed reviews on the locker system from other TikTokers and Disney influencers, or even cast members. So I was just kind of going into that with an open mind, and Madeline and I were just basically hoping that our stuff was not going to get put into Lost and Found. It was super easy comparing it to Universal. I was telling Nick how, I was able to use my Magic Band. You can take your phone and very small items on the ride with you, so that was nice as well. And I do believe they hand out the paper passes just in case, so you don't have any other way of scanning the locker. They have a ton of lockers, so there should not be any issue of no lockers being available. Once we scanned in our locker, we put both of our stuff in there very comfortably. She had a small bag, I had a small bag, water bottles, and mouse ears, and I think that's all we put in there. But lots of room, for multiple people's stuff. Put it in there and then proceeded to the rest of the queue. Walking into like that big loading area where the ramp kind of declines and you're going to go on your light cycle. That was like that big moment for me where I'm like, holy cow, we're actually going on this ride finally. It was just stunning in there too. It kind of reminds me of like a more high-tech version of Space Mountain. Now we got put in the very back, which was really exciting because I tend to think that like the back is the more thrilling part of the whole coaster. I could be wrong on that. I guess we haven't tried the other seats, but that's kind of what we were thinking. Now getting onto the light cycle itself was interesting. Getting on it, it was just awkward, obviously, to straddle something in front of a lot of other people. I can't help but think what this is going to be like in the summer when it's like 90 to 100 degrees and everyone's sweating and you've got sweat all over. I don't know how that's gonna go. Besides the point, you're leaning onto this part right here. It kind of supports your chest. But we kind of agreed that this was a little uncomfortable for both of us. Not painful, it just wasn't the most comfortable seating position. Not a huge deal though for us. It wasn't like a make or break thing for the coaster. Now there has been some controversy on the seat sizes and if they're accommodating for all body shapes and sizes. I can't really say much to that as I don't have a lot of experience on that, so I'm not gonna put my 2 cents in. But from what other people have said, it is a little bit of like an issue with the midsection and then the calves. So they do have test seats right in the front of the ride. So you can go ahead and try that out. It even has the handlebars that you pull up like you would on the normal light cycle. Test it out and kind of see if that's going to work for you. If it's not going to work out, my understanding is that they have a special seat in the back of one of the coasters that sits like a normal coaster, so you're not getting the full experience of the light cycle. And from what I've heard, this is not the best experience either for the guests, as they kind of put you off to the side and then you wait a little bit longer for a spot to open up on that seat. If you have any questions on this, they have lots of cast members in that area that I'm sure would be happy to help you answer any questions that you might have. Now, I didn't record the ride itself because I just wanted to keep my phone in there. I'm also not sure of the recording policy. I know you are no longer allowed to record on Space Mountain, which is totally fine because now I just enjoy my time on Space Mountain way more and keep my phone securely in my bag. I didn't want to risk anything on TRON, and I tend to like to just take in the ride in itself without recording it the first time I go on something. It just makes it more special, and I like to have that memory without my phone. So I'm going to give you just a slight walkthrough of the ride. If you don't want any spoilers at all, you can go ahead and just skip through this part. So once you're on your light cycle, it takes you through the track. And if you look over, Madeline and I looked to the right and we noticed that they had mirrors on this side of the light cycles. I have no idea if they were on the left because I was so, engulfed with this side, but you can see the blue of the light cycle and then yourself on it. And it gave us a little bit of a confidence boost, not gonna lie, because we looked pretty good sitting on those light cycles. The launch was so fun. So fast. We really weren't expecting it. When you're looking at it from the outside, it looks fast, but I feel like when you're on the ride, it was so much faster than what it looks like from standing by. So it launches you and you're going straight on that loop outside, going through and then into the building. Now, this kind of reminds me as a mixture of Rock and Roller Coaster and Cosmic Rewind. Rock and Roller Coaster, you're going through all the different signs, which is similar to TRON. The theme of the story is that you are going through certain checkpoints against Team Orange, and obviously you're trying to win. But it had that mixture of high tech from Cosmic Rewind and Rock and Roller Coaster. So I loved it. It was so short. I feel like it was over within a snap of a finger. I can't remember the full amount of time that you're on the coaster. I'd have to look it up real quick. When I look online, it says about 60 seconds. I had a blast on it. That's my honest review. I know a lot of people have been saying that they were like underwhelmed by it, not as good as they wanted it to be. That's their opinion. This is mine. I had a blast on it. It was fun for me. Getting out, we ended up going to our locker, obviously, to get our stuff. So much smoother than Universal. This is how Nick and I wanted Universals to be when we went. We're like, why is this so confusing? Universal, your locker system is like in and out. Like you have people coming from all different directions to get to their lockers, and it was just kind of a chaotic mess. This locker system was so smooth. It came out like the other end, so if you're exiting the ride, you're like on the opposite side of the lockers, and it was a smooth process. Our stuff was all there. Nothing was lost and found, so it was all good. Great experience. Now, I was a little disappointed when we left because I really wanted like a photo pass photo in front of the TRON sign like I had seen in like the cast member previews. They got to hold like the disc. So I thought we were getting the same experience, which we did not. I don't know if it's just the day that we went or if it was like that for all AP previews, but basically it was just cast members, which did a great job hyping us all up, taking our phone and taking pictures on our phones, which is totally fine. So Madeline and I got some cool pictures in front of the TRON sign, and actually talked to the cast member that took the photos for us, and she asked us how we liked the ride. We said we absolutely loved it. It was so fun. We just wish it was longer, which she informed us that the ride at Disney World basically is the exact same track as Shanghai. But with one slight difference, ours is faster. So she said ours is about 10 miles an hour faster. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I'm just gonna take the cast member's word for it. But she said that's why ours just seems so much quicker, because it's faster, but it's the same track essentially. Leaving the area, we went off on a different path, and basically it comes out in Storybook Circus right by Goofy's Barnstormer. So I'm not sure if that's always going to be open or if they were trying to divert traffic through that way for now. But it was kind of a nice path to take, and Storybook Circus wasn't really that busy, so it was just kind of coming out in a nice area from the ride. It was a good time. I would say our overall experience with TRON was like a 9 out of 10. We specifically came to Disney that day for that ride, and I don't feel like I was let down at all. It took a long time for that ride, so I guess like the queue was the main part that I was just a little like underwhelmed by. But the ride itself was fantastic. This ride was supposed to officially open on April 4th, so I know a lot of people that were there for spring break were a little bit bummed that they probably weren't gonna ride this prior to their vacation being done. Now, as of today, March 28th of 2023, it has been going on for a few days now, where they've had a soft opening for TRON open to the general public. With that soft launch comes the virtual queue. So I will link my virtual queue video tips and tricks in the description below for you to go check out. That gives some good advice on how to get virtual queue. But from what I've heard from a lot of people, it is open at 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. and is not that hard to get into, similar to Guardians. So you can go ahead and test your luck if you're there from now until April 4th. But I'm pretty positive it's going to be from April 4th on out. Will also be virtual queue or an extra Genie Plus. At the time of recording this, I'm not actually sure if it's gonna be like the extra lightning lane, but I know for a fact that they said they are keeping the Seven Dwarfs lightning lane extra paid. So Magic Kingdom might have 2 extra paid rides, which kind of stink. Now, near the end of the video, you can see us going to Hollywood Studios. Magic Kingdom was packed for spring break, and then we soon learned UCA cheer. I love cheer. I was a cheerleader myself. I completely get it. It was just really busy. So we decided after Haunted Mansion jumped up to a 65-minute wait, that we wanted to test our luck at Hollywood Studios. Now, neither of us have done an annual pass preview before, so when you get your preview, it gives you an automatic park pass. It just doesn't show up the same as like a normal park pass. So we were curious whether we were going to get in or not, if that counted as our first park pass reservation, or if we had to make one for Hollywood Studios. All the park pass reservations for Hollywood Studios were unfortunately gone. Everything was booked except for Animal Kingdom. So we were just really hoping and praying by the time we got to the scanners that they were going to turn green for us, which they did. Now, we went with one specific goal in mind when going to Hollywood Studios, and that was to meet the Mandalorian and Grogu. We saw him, I think it was a week or so prior to us even going there, that they had introduced the Mandalorian, and he walks around. So we were like, this is the coolest character interaction ever, and we really, really want to see him. So we were making a mad dash for Galaxy's Edge. On our way there, Madeline grabbed a beer. We continued to walk, and who do we spot on the right-hand side, right across from Muppet Vision 3D? Max and Goofy. And it's not just normal Max Goof, it is Max as Powerline. He is my favorite character from my childhood. I grew up as a 90s kid, and I watched the Goofy movie on repeat. VHS tape, we'd rewind that tape and then play it again because I loved it so much. And as an adult, Nick and I love the music. We still jam out to it to this day. And if you guys saw my Halloween videos, you know that I am obsessed. So I wanted to go meet him. The line was fairly short. So we hopped in line quick, got some photos from the PhotoPass photographers. Quick tip that I actually just learned on this last trip is that if you have alcohol, you have to set it off to the side somewhere where it cannot be seen in the photo. If you have alcohol in your photo, they will not give you the photos. They won't post them, or they just don't show up. So food for thought. If you want to go see those photos, go ahead and check out my TikTok. I put a video all about him, and it was one of my favorite character interactions I've had. Definitely in like the top 5. He was so fun, and definitely rubbed it in Nick's face that we got to meet him when we got back home. But we were still on a mission to meet Mando, so we continued to go towards Galaxy's Edge, where we went towards the Millennium Falcon thinking he was kind of gonna be somewhere in that area. However, we saw a very kind cast member that we thought looked like he knew what he was talking about. So we asked him if, where can we find the Mandalorian if we were looking for him? And he was so kind to say, if, he is around, I've heard he goes and frequents the marketplace. And we were like, got it. So ran over to the marketplace area where they have all those cute little stores that have like the very unique Star Wars items in there. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Ronto Roasters and then walk straight through Ronto Roasters and you'll be in that area. Madeline spots his top of his helmet. There he is. So we kind of speed walk over there. There is a massive crowd around him. It's like he's a celebrity. So without trying to crowd him, we kind of went towards the character attendants on the sides, and he kind of moves around a bit. So if you just stay in one spot, you might get lucky and get closer to him. I really don't recommend doing what half the people in the video are doing, and rushing up to him, putting their arm on him, trying to touch Grogu. We're not doing that. Literally saw grown adults putting their arm on him and trying to grab other places on him. Definitely not okay. I always ask now, after watching a few TikToks about character meet and greets, I ask permission before I touch them or hug them or anything. And if they say no, then you just respect that and leave it at that. So Madeline and I were kind of goofing around with the character attendants and just chatting with them a little bit about how popular Mandalorian is. And Grogu was the cutest little thing ever. He's so realistic. He's moving around, like he moves his eyes, his ears move, he's giggling. The things that Mando would say in response to some people's stupid questions, super interesting. At one point, somebody asked him to take off his helmet, which obviously he responded, "You can't do that." Finally, it got to me and Madeline, and we were so excited. And then a little kid kind of shoved his way in front of us, and we kind of had to sit there and smile. But patience pays off, because as he was about to go into like the big doors, we ended up getting a selfie with him, which I will put right here. We were geeking out so bad. We both said this was like the best Disney day that both of us have had. And she's gotten engaged in Disney before, so that says a lot. That by far was the coolest character interaction ever, in my opinion. He is walking around. It is so cool. I love Mandalorian, so this character meet and greet, although you don't get to have like one-on-one time, like going up to him, talking to him, all that stuff. It's something about the fact of him walking around in the general public that makes it so cool, so special, and 10 out of 10 experience. If you catch Mandalorian walking around, highly recommend. Just even going like in the crowd and snapping a quick video of him talking. You know, we watch the show religiously on every Wednesday, so it just makes it that much cooler. To recap the rest of our night, we did Millennium Falcon and Single Rider in less than 5 minutes. Then we headed over to Tower of Terror, where then I placed a mobile order for Woody's lunchbox, so we could just grab that on our way out when we were done with the ride. And this is where my phone started to hit a roadblock with 10% battery, and I had to conserve my battery life so that we could pick up this darn mobile order. This is again where I would highly recommend battery pack charger and a cord to go along with it if you need one. Otherwise, you can do those rechargeable ones in Disney that you just pop them in, get another one out, you pay the one time, and that's it. The whole time we were in the queue for like the 60 minutes, I could have been charging my phone, but whatever, it's okay. After getting a nice adrenaline rush, getting our blood pumping again, we were not tired, so we head straight to Woody's lunchbox and picked up our food. After a long day, we hopped in the car and headed home for another 3 hours. So I think we got home a little after 11 o'clock at night, which is fine. We decided that instead of doing a typical monthly lunch or brunch or anything like that, we are doing a monthly Disney day trip. Now that's gonna be so much easier once we have the Bright Line here in Fort Lauderdale going to Orlando. We're just gonna hop on that, but until then we're going to drive. And I had the best time with Madeline. She shares the same love of Disney as I do. We have a great time together. It's something special about going with your best gal friend versus like your boyfriend or your significant other. So we just had a blast. We had a great time. And again, it was one of our favorite days at Disney. I apologize again for my phone dying and for making this second part of the video to explain everything. I apologize, it just took so long, so I'm sorry. Hopefully that won't ever happen again. It is my birthday tomorrow. We have a trip planned for April 1st, which is going to be this coming Saturday, Sunday. We're just staying for one night, and we are staying at the Swan Reserve. So super excited about that one. We've never stayed at Swan or Dolphin. We had help from a special friend of ours get us a good priced room, so really appreciative for that, as even like the all-star rooms were looking around $280 a night for this weekend. So stay tuned for the birthday vlog, and then a full day at Epcot where we're going to be drinking around the world for my birthday, just Nick and I, and then a full resort and room tour for the Swan Reserve. Go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Also go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. That would help me out so much. I do all types of Disney videos, whether it is travel planning, tips and tricks, or just Disney vibe vlogs. Go ahead and follow me here. Also go ahead and follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you also love just Disney in general. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a magical day.